Southwestern Adventist and Dallas Christian today in Southwest Region action. A doubleheader for you here from Keene, Texas. And hi again, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. The Dallas Christian Crusaders are 0-13, 0-2 in Southwest Region play. Southwestern Adventist 3-11 and 1-4 in Southwest Region play. Let's meet the starters first for Dallas Christian and John Franklin. It's number 1, Hope Thomas. Number 3, Yvonne Forte. Number 11 is J.C. McCullough. Number 25, Nia Brown. And number 33 is Amber Covington. Meanwhile, for your Knights and head coach Adrian Brown, number 0, Asia Tony. Number 10, Eunice Balboa. Number 12 is Layla Dixon. Number 13, Daria Lowry. And number 35 is Sarah Valderrama as Dallas Christian controls the opening tip. Dallas Christian last played on January 10th. They lost to Champion 87-61 as they start with a turnover here. Meanwhile, for Southwestern Adventist, Knights had a great trip in Michigan. They won 2 out of 3 over the weekend. They lost to Great Lakes on Saturday. Get the bad news out of the way first. But they beat Union on Friday, and they took down Andrews on Sunday, and that's the only one we have a score for. Knights won that one easily, 58-40. So, 2 of the next 3 are at home for Southwestern Adventist as Eunice Balboa gets to the free throw line. They're at Richland on Monday. We'll be back with you on the 31st for Arlington at 5 p.m. And then they wrap the season in February, mainly on the road, 4 out of 5 on the road in the month of February. So Balboa gets the first one to go, a 58% free throw shooter. So some positive things happening for Southwestern Adventist, this ladies program, since we last chatted. And they've already surpassed their win total from last year. So that's some good news. The turnovers, which we've incessantly talked about this season, those are starting to come down. You can see as they force their second turnover here today, but cough it back up on the pass. You can see some progress, certainly, as Valderrama makes up for her mistake, blocking that shot. In transition, it's Balboa. Cut off on the block. Dixon back to her. The mid-range is off the back iron. Rebound by Lowry, and then it's stripped away. Dallas Christian, I called the game that they last played on the 10th at Champion. The top-ranked Tigers won that one by 26 points. But Dallas Christian did not play bad in the first half. It was a game in the first half. Crusaders have also won the last 11 meetings against the Knights that we have records for. Last year, Dallas Christian won 93-48 at home and 86-61 here in Keene, Texas, as Amber Covington had it deflected away. So Covington got the turnover. Crusaders will keep the basketball here in the first 90 seconds with the Knights leading it 2-0. So this is an 0-13 team. That's a bit misleading. Dallas Christian counts a lot of their games against scholarship programs. So some of the games that other schools might consider exhibitions, not that Dallas Christian doesn't have exhibitions on their calendar. It's a little similar to Southwestern Adventist. You know, the Knights play a lot of JUCO teams as Valderrama with a tough post move for the first field goal of the game. So 4-zip Lady Knights, and you can see this is a crispy-looking team compared to what we saw at the beginning of the season. Really good progress for Adrian Brown's team. And Dallas Christian is cold on the offensive side of things. That has helped, certainly, here in the first couple of minutes. Down low, that pass too high. Taken back by the Crusaders. It was Brown with the steal. Brown around the world gets it down low. We are having quality difficulty. That's going to be a backcourt violation there for the Crusaders. So the quality has been hit or miss so far with the stream that I'm getting. So if I can't figure out who somebody is, I do apologize in advance for that. We're going to take a timeout here. Dallas Christian needs to talk things over. Sloppy start for them. 4-0 for the Knights. We'll be back. As you take a look at the upcoming schedule, so it's night basketball. They lead at 4-zip. It'll be Dixon to inbound it now. Driving in, coming up short, Lowry. Put back is good by Valderrama. She's really been the consistency for the Knights. She's got 4 of the 6. Good on both of her field goals. We've seen her do it at times from the outside, mainly down low. Double-double threat, 11.7 points per ball game, 8.8 rebounds. Baseline jumper is good. That's Nia Brown, averages 8 a game herself. Good rebounding guard at 5.5, 32% shooter from the field. Valderrama stripped. Knights fighting for it, but Dallas Christian with numbers. And that was too strong by Fuerte. Offensive rebound and a trip there. So first foul on the Knights, 1 on Dallas Christian as well. 6:47 to go in this opening quarter. Inbound goes to Brown. And we got a jump ball. That was a quick whistle, but we'll take it as Dixon sort of lost her footing, but able to get the call. Possession arrow favors the Knights. So hustle points right now are favoring Southwestern Adventist. Scoreboard favoring the Knights as well. It's 6-2. Valderrama up top now. Asia Tony had it stripped, got it back. Down low, Lowry is blocked. And is it a foul or a jump ball? I think it's a foul. Yeah, John Franklin not liking that. But they say she made contact, so Daria Lowry will go to the free throw line. 7.9 points per ball game, 51% shooter. So, 4 for 4 from the charity stripe so far for the Knights. Balboa's got 2. Now Lowry with a couple from the free throw line. 6-point lead again. Dallas Christian will keep it. Just 1 field goal from Nia Brown so far. Forte throws it up, no good. Rebound controlled by the Knights. Valderrama for 3. She's got the range. She's got the bucket. And it's Sarah Valderrama running the show here in the first quarter. She's got 7 of the 11, and the Lady Knights lead it by 9. So go inside 6 minutes to go. They leave Brown open against the zone, and Nia Brown, the hot hand, and the lone bright spot offensively for the Crusaders. She has 5. Into the forecourt, Balboa. Scoop to Lowry. Lowry. Here's Tony off the back iron. No. Eunice with the putback. So Balboa's got 4, averages 8.8 a game. Another good rebounding guard. This is a balanced rebounding team. All the guards can rebound for Southwestern Adventist. 5.7 rebounds. 3 is off for the newly inserted, or excuse me, not newly inserted. J.C. McCullough taking her first shot of the game, though, and coming up long on the triple trot. So 8-point lead for the Knights at the midway point of this opening quarter. It's Balboa being hounded. Over to Lowry. A lot of one-on-one face-up defense, over aggressive, though, the Crusaders. And another whistle on Dallas Christian. That ball's going to be poked away. And the layup's going to be good for whoever that was. I cannot see, folks. Are y'all seeing the same thing I'm seeing? See, there it goes. Now it looks better again. Lowry to the bucket. Lowry had it blocked. They called another foul there on the Crusaders. So more free throws for Southwestern Adventist, and it's getting near bonus time if we're not at bonus time already for SWAU here. So Lowry with a couple of free throws already, back at the line for 2 more attempts. One out of 2 this time, 3 out of 4 overall from the charity stripe. Lowry, all 3 points via the free throw. Good ball movement there. Shot down low is good for McCullough. Knights looking to go quickly. Down low to Tony. Valderrama. And that's going to be poked out of bounds. In the corner, an air ball, but down low, Balboa with another putback. And I think we're going to get another Crusaders timeout here. John Franklin not liking what he's seeing. Good start for the Knights, though. Just inside 4 to go in quarter number 1. Southwestern Adventist leads it by 7. Dallas Christian with the basketball. Chris Sheeman back here with you from the home studio in South Carolina. This is Amber Covington over to Brown, who's got 5 of the 9 points, Forte attacks on the baseline. Scoop back to Covington with 12 to shoot. She'll pull up and get it to go. So Amber Covington on the board, 42% shooter. She's 11th in Division II in rebounding at 9.3 a game. Averages 8.8 points as well as the Knights commit a turnover. Good start overall for Southwestern Adventist. They lead it by 5, 16-11. Sarah Valderrama's got 7 points. A couple field goals down low and a 3-pointer from the top of the key. Forte, the runner, air ball, but a whistle after the fact is going to send Yvonne Forte to the free throw line, where she's almost automatic at 87% this season. Dallas Christian has had trouble defensively, allowing 82.9 points per ball game. They're also last in Division II in the NCCAA, allowing their opponents to shoot 46%. They're last in points per game allowed, and I jinxed poor Miss Ivane. She missed both free throws. We got a traveling call here on the Knights. So ball will go back to the Crusaders. Hope Thomas toss over to Brown on the near side. Had some changes. Reagan Sandifer is in for the Knights. Forte from the corner airballed it. SWAU has the rebound. Good attacking play there. I believe that was Asia Tony with the field goal. Nearing 2 minutes to go. Knights back up by 7. Covington trying to put the moves on. Forte's not been shy. Couldn't get that one either, though. Balboa, Sandifer. Tony had it blocked. Forte pushing the tempo now. 2-on-2 for the Crusaders. She takes it over 2 defenders. Can't score. It's saved, though, by Covington to Thomas. Back to Covington. Knight's not closing out on the 3-point line, but McCullough doesn't make them pay. Balboa going to have it poked away by McCullough. McCullough draws the contact. Can't get the bucket, but J.C. McCullough, 2 points already here tonight. Going to the free throw line, looking for some more. Dallas Christian will, in this long road trip on the 21st at Crowley's Ridge. Their next home game is January 28th. They'll rematch against Champion. Just some light pressure here. No trouble for the Knights with nearing a minute, I should say, left to go. Sarah Valderrama down low, can't get it. The putback is good, though. That was not Sarah. That was Sandifer. So Reagan Sandifer gets her first field goal here today. That was not Reagan. That was Peyton. So Peyton with the bucket, not Reagan. Layup no good, and yeah, McCullough was out of bounds there. So Knights will get it back. Knights have led by 7 several different times here in this opening quarter. This does match their biggest lead. Dallas Christian has not led in the game. So Valderrama, both Sandifers are in the game. Turnover here on the bad pass. McCullough with the steal. Collision there with Valderrama. And she's quick to get up. That's a good sign. Michaela Washington into the game for Dallas here late in this opening quarter. Both teams are in the bonus. So McCullough back at the free throw line. 4 points today so far. Came in averaging just 1.8 points per ball game. So getting a start here today for John Franklin's team and upping her production already here in this first quarter. Missed both free throws, though. Knights get the rebound. So we're about 15-second difference game in shot clock. Dallas Christian gets the steal on the face-up defense. They're looking to push the tempo, and they get the bucket from Hope Thomas, or correction, Michaela Washington with the field goal. Sandifer. And the Knights going maybe a little too quickly that time. Dallas Christian will have a few seconds to work with here to try to get a last shot, make a little bit of a mini run at the end of this quarter. Deflection there by Dixon. Here is Washington for 3. Airballed it, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. Knights lead throughout the opening 10 minutes and take a 20-15 lead to the bench after 1 quarter of play. We'll be back with the second quarter here in just a moment. Another fast start offensively for Sarah Valderrama. She's got 7 points, including this triple try she stepped into in the first quarter as the Knights led by as many as 7 several different times. Right now enjoying a 5-point lead, 20-15. Chris Sheeman here with you. Southwest Region doubleheader. Guys will be up at 7:30 if we stay on time. Forte out there, Washington for the Crusaders, Covington, McCullough, and I believe Thomas also in the game. That's the 5 for Dallas Christian. Reagan Sandifer, Peyton Sandifer, both out there with Valderrama, Balboa, and Dixon. That's the 5 for SWAU. Thomas clearing some space. The turnaround with the shot clock winding down was no good. Rebound controlled by, I believe that's Peyton Sandifer. Balboa. Here's Reagan for 3. Got it to go. 2-pointer, they say. Foot was on the line, so first bucket for Reagan. Lead back to 7 for the Knights. Traveling going to be called there on the Crusaders. Some more shuffling as Dixon checks out and Lowry comes back in. Daria Lowry, 3 points, all from the charity stripe. So Valderrama with 7. Eunice Balboa, we haven't talked much about her. A good start to the game for her. She's got 6 points. Valderrama, step back jumper. Yes, she's feeling it right now. Valderrama's got 9. Thomas gets a screen. Roll back to the screener. Covington cut off. A sea of defenders left a 3-point line wide open, and so far the Crusaders have not made them pay for the open looks from behind the arc. It might be a strategy there coaching-wise for Southwestern Adventist, as this Crusaders team just 23% from downtown this season. And so far, Knights right now enjoying their biggest lead at 9 points, although they turn the ball over here. Knights coming off, if you're just joining us, had a good trip in Michigan, won 2 out of 3 games against Andrews and Union. The third game that they lost was against Great Lakes. So 3-11 right now. Still looking for that first home victory, though. As they break the press, Valderrama, Reagan from the corner. Lowry, offensive rebound, bounce passes it out. Valderrama, heat check off the back iron. Right to Peyton, though, as trouble with the defensive glass, the Crusaders, and Peyton Sandifer benefits with her second field goal. She's got 4 points. Covington, ball fake, attacks, throws it up off the glass, and good. Amber Covington. Second field goal for her. So Knights briefly go up double figures. Dallas Christian answers back, and the Knights answer right back themselves, pushing the tempo. The ball movement looks so much better for the Knights. It's incredible the difference between where we were at around Christmas time and where we are now here as we get past the midway point in the new year. Got an offensive foul. I believe that was away from the ball on the Crusaders, who turn it over. So Knights will get it back, matching their biggest lead. 28-17. Reagan Sandifer. Balboa to Valderrama. Here's Balboa for 3. Yes! Knights are killing it from behind the arc. Eunice Balboa matching Valderrama. They have 18 of the 31, 9 points each. Covington throws that too high for Washington. And the Knights can do no wrong right now. Remember, if you weren't around for the beginning, Dallas Christian has won at least the last 11 in a row in Southwestern Adventist. Knights already picking up their first victory in a long time, if at all, against Randall earlier in the year. Nice 2-on-1 there. Washington waited for the right moment to make that pass, and McCullough banks it. Dallas Christian got to get some stops on this end, though. The defense has not been good all season long as Peyton Sandifer lost it out of bounds. And a host of subs in now. Maritza Ortiz is on for the first time. Madison Clements is out there for the first time. And some others we'll tell you about as soon as they come in our field of vision. Chloe Somaniego checking in. And who touched that last? Looks like it's off the Crusaders, back to the Knights. Asia Tony has come back in. And there's one more. The screen's too blurry right now, but as soon as it clears up again, I'll be able to tell you. There's Chloe on the near side. Ball poked away from her, got it back. Our fifth, I got Clements already. Steal there, going to be an easy run out and layup that time. So J.C. McCullough now up to 8 points. Almost stole the inbound. Number 34, Evelyn Hernandez. That's our fifth Knight on the court that I couldn't see. So Hernandez now turning it over. And this unit might not have long on this court if they can't figure things out. Several turnovers as soon as they went to the bench. The runner is an air ball for Brown, and then we got a bump as Hernandez got the defensive rebound. Ortiz, Hernandez, doubled up, it's ripped away. Another steal for the Crusaders. They can't get the layup to go, though. Ortiz got the rebound, and then another travel. And Adrian Brown quickly brings Valderrama back in. Looks like Eunice Balboa also coming in and somebody else. Again, I can't make it out right now, but we'll tell you about the 5 on the floor. So Crusaders trying to cut a 14-point deficit down to single digits. The runner in the lane is no good. There's Eunice. So Samaniego, Tony stay out there. Eunice comes in, as does Lowry, and Lowry right off the bench with her first field goal. 5 points here tonight. 33-21. Knights by 12. That's poked away. Steal now by Tony. Samaniego down to Eunice Balboa, who becomes the first player in double figures in the game with 11 points. 35-21 is the correct score. Samaniego gets it back, shoots the quick 3, short. Valderrama, the rebound, blocked on the putback. There's 2 Knights there, and it's a turnaround for Lowry, who's now got 7 in the first half. 37-21, lead out to 16. Scoop no good by Forte, who's cold here in this first half. Definitely the best the Knights have looked all season here at home, at least the games that I've done. A reach there by Forte. Dallas Christian racked up the fouls in the first quarter. It's been A little cleaner here in this second quarter both ways. So Knights enjoying their biggest lead now, 16. Crusaders trying to change that. They've been able to force some turnovers. They get the run out there. I believe that's Washington. Balboa into the forecourt. Valderrama rockets it to Tony. Step back is blocked by Brown. Tony saves it to Valderrama, but they say she was out of bounds already. Reagan Sandifer back into the game. 2 points so far tonight. Southwestern Adventist, 2 of their next 3 at home, including this one. Have the game against Arlington on the 31st. Washington left block. Samaniego got tripped up. A lot of contact, no call. So Washington gets the steal and the score. So Washington up to 6 points. J.C. McCullough leads the Crusaders with 8. McCullough right behind her with 6. Again, pushing it, the Knights. We have a tie up here, and the possession arrow will go back to Dallas. Washington being aggressive, but a little too much heat on that pass. Ball goes back to the Knights late in this opening half. Valderrama to Sandifer. Jumper from 10, no good. Rebound by Forte. Turns on the Jets. Forte, Hezzy drives. Short on it. Offensive rebound by Brown. The turnaround, no good. But she's going to the free throw line. Nia Brown scored the first 5 of the game for Dallas Christian. She's been stuck on that point total ever since early in this first half. So she goes to the free throw line for 2. Dallas Christian beat the Knights by 45 at home and 25 in Texas a season ago. Balboa quickly into the forecourt. Sandifer in the corner. Her pass is deflected by a double team for Dallas Christian, so it'll remain with the Knights. Balboa dribbling around. Pressure defense that time for the Crusaders as they get the bucket to go in transition. And don't look now, but it's single digits. Knights, if you're the Knights, you've had a great first half. You've led by as many as 16. You want to make sure to close this strong. Valderrama too strong. Ball tipped out. And numbers for Dallas Christian, they're going to get another easy 2. So J.C. McCullough in double figures. She's got 12. It's a game high. And a 16-point lead is down to 7. Valderrama over to Balboa. Jumper no good. And the shot clock is off. Inside 20 seconds to go, Dallas Christian can hold for the final shot. Instead, they throw it right to Reagan Sandifer. And they're not exactly in a hurry to get back on defense. Here is Samaniego passing it down low. It's deflected. Balboa got to get it off. Samaniego does. So The Knights lead for all 20 minutes of this opening half, with some momentum for the Crusaders as they go on a run, cut a 16-point deficit down to 7. 37-30 SWAU after 20 minutes. We'll take the halftime break, come back, bring you all the second half action here in just a little bit. Don't go too far. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. The Southwest Region Showdown, Southwestern Venice, Dallas Christian doing work here in this opening half, and the Lady Knights, who led by as many as 16 points, right now up by 7 as we're underway here in this second half. So I made some adjustments on my end to try to improve the quality, which was a little bit hit or miss in the first half. If it goes poorly, which it might, I will have to do some other things on my end, which would entail us missing some action. I was trying to avoid that, but let's keep our fingers crossed, say your prayers, and hope for smooth sailing. It was fine at halftime, so I'm hopeful that the stream goes nice and smooth here in the second half. Hot hand for Dallas Christian. They have not had much offense, but J.C. McCullough has kept them in this game. She's got 14 at least. Looking to go quickly. Lowry off the make, no good. Dixon had a shot at the rebound, and they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Crusaders. So, Dallas Christian starting to make some noise. They're looking for their first victory of the year, 0-13 and 0-2 in Southwest Region play. Knights looking to double their win total from last year. They're 3-11, and look for their second Southwest Region victory as they defeated Randall back in the first semester. Lowry with the rebound. So Lowry, Dixon, Valderrama, Tony, and who am I missing? Balboa, jumper off. I think I forgot to say Eunice, maybe. Got an early foul here in the third quarter on Dallas Christian, so the Knights will inbound. This is not a deep Crusaders bench, and the fouls are starting to rack up, so Hope Thomas goes out. Michaela Washington's been great off the bench, has provided a lot of energy for the Crusaders. A number of steals in that first half, 6 points for her, so she's in the game. Valderrama, 4-3. Offensive rebound again by Dixon, had it stripped, and then Lowry is blocked out of bounds. Still 17 on the shot clock. Now the officials are going to go and talk about it. So that might change. It will be Knights basketball. How much time they have to shoot will be another question. So they keep the shot clock where it is. Valderrama over a defender, missed it short. Solid box out there for Covington, and getting by everybody is McCullough. Poor defense there for the Knights, and this one, a 16-point lead is now down to 3. So Knights got to be real careful, got to keep things going on the offensive end and get back on defense. Valderrama. Here is Balboa. Lowry traveled with the basketball, so Southwestern Venice starting to get sloppy with it. Dallas Christian can tie it with a triple. They have not led in this game. Knights led it 8-2 at the outset. Led by 7 3 different times in the opening quarter, then built the lead out to 16. Dallas has been on a run ever since then, but Eunice Balboa, coast to coast, she's got a baker's dozen. Steal and transition bucket for Eunice, who has been great tonight for the Knights. Forte extra pass in the corner. McCullough long on the 3. Three-pointers have just not been falling all season long for the Crusaders, but I don't think they've hit one yet here today. The Knights are letting them have them. Balboa had it poked away again. This Washington, ball energy. Got to be careful with her if you're Eunice. Got a screen. Balboa attacks, not that time. Fight for the rebound, and I believe the possession arrow is with the Knights. It's pointing towards Dallas, but I thought Dallas got the last jump ball. I would be wrong, apparently. So Crusaders basketball. 3 minutes into this second half, and we did buffer a little bit. Okay, folks, give me 1 second. We'll get things going for you again. Apologies. Okay, folks, sorry about that, but we're back to live action, and it looks like Dixon's going to commit a turnover for the Knights, so still 39-34. Crusaders. McCullough's been the hot hand. She attacks the bucket. She cannot miss. J.C. McCullough averaged 1.8 points per ball game. She's got 18 points here tonight. Valderrama travels with the basketball. So, second time that Dallas Christian has trailed by 3, and Adrian Brown wants to talk things over. 5:57 to go here in quarter number 3. The Crusaders making the Knights fans nervous and keen. We'll be back. Look at the upcoming schedule. Be with you again on Friday, 3 p.m. start for the men against North America. Next women's broadcast on the 31st. Just 2 more home games for the ladies here in 2023. Dallas Christian trailed by 16 in the opening half. Cut it down to 3 a couple different times here in this third quarter as we go inside 6 minutes. Forte. Washington. Now Covington on the wing. Backing down. Swings it back out. Forte for 3. And Valderrama finds the rebound. Tony into the forecourt. Valderrama left alone for 3. Not that time. Hit her first one, but has been cold since the early stages of the second quarter. Still stuck on 9 points. She and Balboa had 18 of the 31 at the start of the game. Crusaders again can tie with a triple. McCullough with the basketball has been red hot. Gets it to the cutter, Covington, who lays it up and in. It's a 1-point game. Amber Covington with 6 points. Tony looking for Dixon, and that was Brown, I believe, getting in the passing lane. Here comes Dallas. Down low, shot no good by McCullough. Crusaders looking for their first lead. Get the offensive rebound. Washington for 3, way off. Valderrama throws it ahead. Look out for Washington. She's everywhere. Knights able to get it into the front court. Tony Valderrama, Reagan Sandiford tip pass to Balboa, who missed the layup. Outlet goes to McCullough, the hop step. Can't get it to go. Valderrama rips the rebound away. Knights still hanging on. 39-38. Dixon, Valderrama, Sandifer's all alone. Can't get it to go. Poor defensive rebounding leaves Dixon wide open for her first field goal. Knights needed that one. Lead back to 3 as we go inside 4 to go here in this third quarter. Forte, body's running after her. Brown fakes the 3, hop step to the bucket off the side of the glass. Balboa. Now Tony, and I think we got a timeout. Timeout on the court. We'll step aside. Lady Knights 41, Crusaders 38. We'll be back. That's me, Chris Shima. Glad to be with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. We're watching Southwestern of Venice and Dallas Christian from Keene, Texas. Couple of rivals separated by about an hour or so. Reagan Sandifer, Eunice Balboa, Clements is in the game, Valderrama and Tony, the 5 right now for the Knights. And that pass is going off Southwestern of Venice as Brown got in the passing lane, didn't make contact, they say. If you're just joining us, SWAU led by as many as 16 points in the first half. Dallas Christian cut it to 7 at the half. They cut it to 1 here in the third quarter. The Crusaders have not led in this game. Forte fading away, got it to go. Her first field goal here tonight, and it's a 1-point game again. Reagan Sandifer into the forecourt. SWAU trying to snap at least an 11-game losing streak. That's as far back as we could go. Tony way off on the jumper, and then that's off the Knights on the... No, they say it's off Brown. My apologies, so Knights keep it. Peyton Sandifer into the game for Southwestern of Venice. Tony will go to the bench. So Peyton Reagan in there with Balboa, Clements, and Valderrama. Here is Clements. Valderrama kept the dribble, and then it's ripped away by McCullough. McCullough with 18 points here tonight. Reagan Sandifer got in the passing lane, but ran out of real estate as she deflected it. So Crusaders looking for their first lead here today. Can do so with a field goal here. Washington. Here is Forte off the back iron. Rebound, Balboa. Entry pass deflected again by Brown. Washington the scoop. Can't get it to go. Oh, Dallas did everything right there. Still can't get the lead, though. 2-on-2 now. Valderrama had it ripped away, but McCullough was out of bounds. So Knights get a break there. Dallas Christian keeps knocking on that door, but the Knights are holding fort so far. The officials are talking about it. There's 30 on the shot clock, and I don't think that's right. Well, no, they talk about it. Said maybe possession changed hands. I'm not sure. Valderrama backing down. Peyton Sandifer, too strong. Balboa with the rebound. Out to Reagan from the free throw line. Yes. Second field goal for Reagan. Lead is 3 again. Here's McCullough out to Forte. Forte, scoop. No. Just one shot made today for Yvonne Forte, who averages just under 9 points per ball game. Valderrama to Clements. Cross court to Balboa for three. Yes! Eunice Balboa with 16 points here tonight. Double her season average. Knights push it back out to a 46-40 advantage. Traveling going to be called there. Yeah, Covington, and she's a little gimpy. Eunice Balboa, her second three-pointer. Valderrama, Sandifer going hot potato with it. Reagan was looking for Peyton, but again, they're getting in those passing lanes. That's the second time in the quarter. Brown. Speaking of which, in the passing lanes, it's Eunice Balboa. Some shuffling as Daria Lowry comes back into the game. Asia Toney also returns. Brown gets the field goal to go. Nia Brown with 8 points. Lead is 4 for the Knights. Balboa quickly loses the dribble, and I believe Washington might have been out of bounds. So that was awkward, but for the most part, it's been smooth sailing for Eunice Balboa as we take another look at her big three-pointer. Back to live action now. Valderrama on the wing. Top of the key, Balboa for three. No. And Toney trying to chase it down. She saves it back out to Eunice. They're looking down for Sandifer. Forced pass, and it's going off Peyton out of bounds. They forced that pass. That was not good offense there for the Knights. Shot clock is off for Dallas Christian. They can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Washington going to be called for steps. So the Knights will have a few seconds to work with here. The official thought that Coach Brown was calling timeout. Balboa almost had it intercepted. Boy, something's wrong with Covington. Bad possession there for the Knights. They throw it away. Covington is hurt. And Franklin for Dallas stops it so that they can look at Covington. Covington, it looked like she might have landed awkwardly a couple possessions ago. And then as she reached for that steal attempt off the inbound for Dallas Christian, she's going to have to be helped off the court, it looks like. And again, this is not a Crusaders team that has a deep bench. Covington with 6 points tonight. So we're in an injury timeout right now. We're going to step aside. A few seconds to work with for Southwestern Adventist. They'll have Dallas Christian will have the basketball when we come back. Well, things do not look great right now for Covington, who is the leading rebounder for the Crusaders. In fact, she's 11th best in Division II in rebounding in the NCCAA. So Dallas Christian will have the basketball. But that's a big loss. They're going to have to bring in Hope Thomas back into the game. Or will they? Are they just going to go 5-on-4 here? This is interesting. At least to wrap up the quarter, this is what they're going to do. I don't think Hope Thomas is fouled out yet. She is the lone sub, assuming she's still got availability. So quick three at the buzzer here is good. McCullough, what a shot. J.C. McCullough. 1.8 points per ball game, 21 points after 3 quarters, and Dallas Christian trails by just 1. We'll go to the fourth quarter here coming up in just a moment. We'll be back. Folks, it's rare, but a buzzer beater warrants me using the instant replay for the opposing team. What a shot. J.C. McCullough with 21 points in the ball game. 46-45 is the correct score. The folks at the gym have gone to sleep on us. So we are in the fourth quarter. The action is going on the other side of the court, and the correct score is 46-45. There we go. So just underway here in quarter number 4. Knights with the basketball. Dallas Christian has cut this lead down to just 1 after the Knights led by as many as 16 points in the ball game. That was in the second quarter. Dallas Christian then cut it to 7 at the half. They cut it to 1 now. 3 different times they've had a few chances to retake the lead, haven't been able to do so. Knights with the basketball. Valderrama, Washington all over her. Dallas Christian's playing 5-on-4 here. So Thomas must have fouled out in that third quarter. And the Knights get the bucket there. So 48-45, it's 5-on-4 right now. So Lowry with 9 points. Offense got to go through McCullough. Washington to the bucket, throws it up, no. So this is something else, folks. 5-on-4. I've only seen this a couple other times in 21 years of broadcasting. Peyton Sandiford down low, got it to go. I did an NAIA women's basketball game that finished 5-on-4. The team that I was working with had only 5 players. And we were on the road. And the home scorer, there was some disputes about the fouls, let's just say. So they gave one of our girls who had 4 fouls a 5th foul, but it wasn't her foul, it was somebody else. The officials didn't notice it until after the fact. So essentially the team that I was working with had to play with only 4 players. Once the officials recognized their mistake, they proceeded to give the team that I work with every call in the book. It was something else. Speaking of something else, J.C. McCullough is up to 23, and it's a 3-point game. Look out. Bad pass there. Valderrama just able to save it. And Adrian Brown wants to talk about it. Yeah, he's got to settle his team down. You see Covington over on the bench for Dallas Christian trying to work herself back in it. But right now, it's a power play for the Knights. We'll be back. So Covington over on the bench for Dallas Christian looks to be walking a little better. I'm curious what John Franklin's going to do because of the way she was walking and the nature of the situation. You know, does he risk putting her back out there if she's starting to walk a little better? You know, that's a big question mark if you're a coach in this situation. You certainly, you know, keep your player's health first and foremost. And if you think she's going to risk an injury going back out there, then you don't. But if you can possibly get her back out there, you've got nobody else. So right now you've got 4 players on the court who have to go up against 5 for the opponent. There are no easy decisions in coaching. As Chloe Salmoniego into the game. Reagan Sandifer. Balboa for 3. Offensive rebound comes to Reagan. Put back no good. And even 5-on-4 Dallas Christian out on the run, blowing right past the defense. There's no excuse for that right now if you're the Knights. You have got to get back on defense. You have a woman advantage, excuse me. Reagan Sandifer can't get it to go. So it's a 1-point game right now. 50-49 is the correct score. Dallas Christian could take the lead. What a story it would be if they can come back with just 4 players on the court. Washington, the spark plug, is fouled from behind. It's been all J.C. McCullough today with 23 of the 49 for Dallas Christian. So Reagan Sandifer out. And Lowry checks back in. Looks like Dallas Christian's going to call timeout here. 50-49, Knights with the power play, but clinging to a 1-point lead. This has been odd. This has been an odd game, ladies and gentlemen. And Dallas Christian, with just 4 players on the court right now, is giving the Knights all they can handle. What was a 16-point lead is cut to 1 yet again for the Crusaders. Washington fell down. Balboa the steal. She throws it ahead. It's deflected by Washington. Washington turns on the Jets, had it stripped, actually ran in the Valderrama. And this is not right now. We gotta settle this game down. This game has gone completely off the rails here. Knights were passing it so fluidly in the first half. All they got to do is close this out. It's 5-on-4. Settle down, ladies. McCullough, the hot hand, throws it up short, follows her miss, saves it to Washington. You got to love the heart of this Dallas team. I know there's a lot of Knight fans out there who probably agree with me. Washington comes from behind to strip it from Tony. Did they get her with a whistle or was it clean? It's clean, they say. Well, now Covington's going to come in. So Covington is okay. You see her, jogging out to the court. Looked really good there. That's great news for Dallas Christian. And if you're the Knights, well, McCullough's foot was over the line there. Almost had a steal, but if you're the Knights, are they going to lament maybe not pushing the lead out a little further? Valderrama down low. This is Lowry. And Covington's got the rebound. So back to 5-on-5. Power play is over for the Knights. As Washington goes to the bucket, swings it out to Brown in the corner. Cross court to Forte for 3. 3-pointers haven't been falling tonight for the Crusaders. Lowry pushing the tempo now. Lowry Gets around the defense, can't get the bucket. Tipped by Valderrama, no good, and it's going to go off Forte out of bounds. So the Knights will have another crack at it. The Knights have just 13 points in this second half. And as I like to mention, take our clock with a grain of salt because it's been running this entire time. So I think we're still around the 6-minute mark. Lowry with the tip to Valderrama. Balboa for 3. Side ironed it. Rebound controlled by Dallas. Washington gets it down low, and the Dallas Christian Crusaders take their first lead on the 25th point for J.C. McCullough, 51-50. Valderrama trying to answer back. Can't do it. Lid on the bucket here in this second half for the Knights as we approach the midway point. This is our first game, by the way. We'll be with you for the men's game about 20 minutes after this one gets done, whenever that might be. Another timeout for the Crusaders, who have taken their first lead of the game, holding the Knights to 13 second-half points. The Crusaders showing a lot of heart, looking for their first victory of the year here tonight. Welcome back, everybody, as we near the midway point of this fourth quarter. Crusaders with the basketball in a 1-point lead. Dallas Christian looking for its first victory of the season. They're 0-13, trying to win their 12th in a row at least against the Knights. Scoop and score is good by J.C. McCullough, who is up to 27 points, more than half the team's points. Dallas Christian by 13, or excuse me, by 3, 53-30, 53-50. The 5s and 3s were not working in my brain. Balboa off the back door cut. Eunice Balboa with 18, leading scorer for the Knights, 53-52. McCullough to Covington, and it ripped away by Tony. They're going to call a jump ball, possession arrow with the Crusaders. Forte to inbound with 17 on the shot clock. Washington back out, Forte mid-range. In and out, right back in, her second field goal. Lead back to 3 at 55-52. Daria Lowry dribbled it right out of bounds. She went right where the defense wanted her to go. Credit Brown with the stop. All that momentum for the Knights in the first half. It's just been a tale of two halves. They have completely reverted back to the opening semester here in the second half of the game. Forte to Washington, the runner, no good. Rebound by Lowry. After all that said, it's still a 3-point game. Foul called by Washington. So Samaniego will inbound here. Tony Valderrama back out to Chloe for 3. Offensive rebound, Lowry put back is short. Lowry again with the offensive rebound to Samaniego. Skies it off the glass, and it's tipped. Last touched, I believe, by Forte. So it'll stay with the Knights here. Tony in the corner. 18-footer no good. Lowry with her 3rd offensive rebound in this set. Got tied up at the possession arrow with the Knights. Little tip, if you want to go into broadcasting and you have to broadcast 2 games and you're going to be sitting, don't go on a big hike up a mountain just hours before. Well, Tony got the inbound. She's fouled going to the free throw line. My knees are killing me right now. That was a mistake. So Asia Tony, 2 points here tonight. 49% on the season from the free throw line. Nyla Dixon coming into the game for Southwestern Adventist. So Tony off on the free throw. One out of 2. It's a 2-point game, 55-53. Washington out to Forte. Forte throws it up, force that. Samaniego with a bad pass. Forte was right there. Now McCullough traveled with it. It's about all she's done wrong here today. J.C. McCullough approaching 30 points here in this one. Tony looking down low. Dixon shot blocked. Tony gets it back. Valderrama on the wing. Balboa thud about it from Steph range. Shot clock at 7 for the Knights. Samaniego, 2. Valderrama throws it up. No good. Knights are hanging their head. They're not getting back on defense. And Forte blows the layup. Fortunately, one, and I mean only one player for Southwestern Adventist got back. That was Dixon. Dixon's still the only one back there. And this time they get the layup as Washington goes into double figures with 10. Some awful transition defense by the Knights down the stretch. Dallas Christian takes their biggest lead. Crusaders by 4. We'll be back after this timeout. Another look at the broadcast schedule. 3 more for you. A couple double headers at the end of January and then mid-February. And then on Friday, we're back with the guys as they take on North American. Knights are going to have to wake up here. There's definitely more than a minute 50 left. Well, apparently not. Minute 45 is what the clock shows. At least our clock. Knights turn it over out of the timeout, though. Well, you got to give credit to Dallas Christian. They They played 5-on-4 during a certain stretch at the beginning of this fourth quarter. Kept it around 1. Tony with a nice steal. Coast to coast. Got it to go. Asia Tony with 5. So 2-point game. Nearing a minute to go in this one. Asia Tony going to be called for a reach there. Knights still very much in it. They've had some defensive lapses here, but this one far from over. Still about 90 seconds, at least 90 seconds left, I believe. I'm guessing, folks. Looks like 1:06. So I was just a little off. I got to quit guessing. That's my problem. Inside a minute now, McCullough. They're running around McCullough finally. He's up to 27 points. Shot clock at 4. McCullough got tied up. Jump ball, possession arrow favors the Knights. What a play there by Valderrama. Alert defensive play by Sarah. And now Knights can tie with a 2, take the lead with a 1. Or with a 3. What am I talking about? It's been a rough night for me, hasn't it? Here is Balboa. And we got an illegal screen set by Tony with a 10-second difference between the game and shot clock here. McCullough hounded by Dixon. Don't have to foul here. Well, I'm surprised they didn't blow a whistle on Reagan there. Might have gotten away with that one. But you don't need the foul. They elect to foul, but they let about 10 seconds come off the clock. If you're going to foul, maybe a little bit sooner than that. So they had at least one foul to give the Knights. Correction, they don't. So Forte is going to go to the free throw line. It's been a cold shooting day for Forte. 87% free throw shooter. But she has missed all 3 here today. So still a 1-possession game no matter what. 58-55. No timeout here for the Knights. They're going to go with it. Shot clock is off. Do they try to tie, get a quick 2? Remember, in the women's game, you can advance the ball. Washington almost had another steal. She's been fantastic off the bench. I'm a big Michaela Washington fan. She has been a big reason why this team has made this comeback. Samaniego is going to come into the game. Now, our clock says 5 seconds. Our clock, take it with a grain of salt. I think there's more time than that. Now, that pass was awry. Valderrama has to save it, and that is going to do it, most likely. Quick foul by Sandifer. Forte will go to the line, and if she hits at least 1, Dallas Christian's going to pick up their first win of the season. And a gritty comeback this was. Southwestern Adventist has been held to just 18 points in the entire second half. Dallas Christian is a few seconds away from wrapping this one up. So the Knights going to fall to 3-12. Dallas Christian going to go to 1-13. Knights will stay winless at home at 0-11. Go to 1-5 in Region 10 play. Falling today 59-55. So the Crusaders pick up their first win. Southwestern Adventist go on a road trip, and they'll be at Richland on Monday. And then we'll be back with you on the 31st for more women's basketball as the Knights take on Arlington as part of a doubleheader at 5 p.m. Once again, your final in Game 1, Dallas Christian 60, Southwestern Adventist 55. We'll be back with Game number 2 at 7:30.